for a taste of some of the area's finest artists. Join us next on Carolina People, here at Collectors Cafe. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in Myrtle Beach. We're at Collectors Cafe and Art Gallery, and we're focused on the fall art show that kicked off last Wednesday. We're visiting with one of its artists, Shelyn Mosseri. Shelyn, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All week we've been highlighting some of the artists that are being featured here at the fall art show that'll go on for a number of months. Could you tell the viewers a little about yourself? Were you originally from the area?
I moved to Myrtle Beach in 1979 from Virginia Beach area, and just loved the area and ended up staying.
Did you go to school in the area, or?
I went to Virginia Tech up in Virginia, and actually when I moved down here, I moved to start a tourist guide magazine, which was sold to KZQ years ago, and so I was always interested in the advertising and the arts and what was going on in the area.
Did you study art or advertising at Virginia Tech?
I studied commercial art and advertising. I never really got into the media of oil painting or watercolor until a year ago, pretty much.
Do you have a favorite medium, Shelyn, that you work in?
I like oil. It gives you a lot of time to work with your subject because of the drying time involved. So I'm still in the learning process of what you can do with it.
How about a favorite subject when folks think of Shelyn Mosseri and her works? Is there a particular subject that they'd be most familiar with, or do you have a favorite subject?
I don't really have a favorite subject. I like all different types of subjects. And it could be something that's going on in my life, or something that's going on in the world, or that interests me, or that I see that might inspire me to want to do a certain subject.
When did you first think you might want to be an artist?
Well, my grandfather had painted portraits for many years, and he had also painted mannequins, and my grandmother did the wigs for him. So when I was young and used to visit with them, I would dabble a little bit with his paints. And so I think at a very young age I always had an interest in the arts. Being in Myrtle Beach the last 20-something years, I was pretty busy raising a family and working, and hadn't really had the time to just take the time to start painting until probably about a year ago. I really got interested and tried to set a goal to do a painting a month.
A painting a month? Have you achieved that goal?
I have achieved it, and up here at Collectors, they've been wonderful by letting me display, and I've sold quite a few paintings, and that's inspired me to do more. So I'm really enjoying it.
Was there any particular event that occurred that got you to focus on becoming an artist as a full time?
No, not so much a particular event, but I would say Tommy Davis and his mother Nancy. Occasionally, when I would see them, they would keep asking me, "You really should do some art. We would really like to have some art in the Collectors," and so that kind of motivated me and got me going a little bit more.
Shelyn, have you taken any art classes?
Not really. I've taken just commercial art and advertising. I would like to take art and oil to better myself as time goes by and I have more time.
When do you think you really began to focus on art in a production sense, really producing it? I know you came up with that goal of producing a piece a month.
Yeah, probably about a year and a half ago. I had done a painting for the Long Bay Symphony to auction off, and it went well, and that kind of started me on a roll.
Mm. Speaking of that role, how has your success as an artist changed your thought about possibly being an artist full time?
I don't know if I really want to, it's something I want to do full time, because I don't want it to be something that's not going to be fun and enjoyable, and I want to be able to just do it leisurely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm. Do you, in a leisure sense, I know it's oftentimes art can be a real hobby to folks, and as many of the artists that are exhibiting this week and for the next number of months here that we've highlighted this week at the art show, are there other exhibit halls that you exhibit many of your works?
no, and I would like to. I would have to get a collection together to be able to do that. I've been real fortunate in the ones I've put in collectors, I've sold as fast as they've come in, so I haven't been able to collect many to be able to put in other art shows or exhibits. But hopefully down the road I can be able to paint more and collect more.
Right. Have you competed in any art shows over the last year and a half?
No, I haven't.
Not at all.
Not at all. I don't consider myself a professional. I haven't been taught in the field. So to me, I'm just a beginner, and until sure it takes many years to get to that professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Does any particular professional artist inspire you, Shelyn?
Other than the old masters, and I think there's so many young, new artists out there that I enjoy reading about, especially locally in this area. I think we've got so many talented people. So not any one particular person.
I think you said you have about 7 pieces exhibited at the art show that kicked off last Wednesday. And one of the pieces behind us, can you tell the viewers real quick about this piece?
This is just a water and boat scene. We live near the ocean here in Myrtle Beach, and I'm sure a lot of people like to paint boats or water, and I like a lot of color in my paintings, and so I try to bring out a little different color than you would normally see, probably, if you were to just see this on the dock.
Beautiful piece. And 6 other pieces here at the Fall Art Show. Shelyn Mosseri, 1.5 years really focused as an artist, still trying to push out one painting a month as the goal, and the goal's been met, and hopefully will continue for quite a long time. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Shelyn.
Thank you.
Very definitely. Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at Collectors Cafe and Art Gallery in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the Fall Art Show, which kicked off last Wednesday, and we're visiting with one of its artists, Jacklyn Wukela. Jackie, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Good to see you.
All week we've been highlighting so many of the artists that are displaying their fine art for the next couple of months here at the Art Gallery in Myrtle Beach. You've traveled a little further than most of the artists, having come in from, I guess today you came in from Hilton Head, but I believe you currently reside in Florence?
Yes, yes.
I think one of the other artists who was on yesterday, Michael Kennedy, came up from Mount Pleasant, but the bulk of the artists are local artists to the Grand Strand. Do you often exhibit your art in galleries outside of the PD area?
Yes, yes, here and in Columbia. A couple of places in Georgia, and then I work in shows, exhibiting competitions all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell the viewers a little about yourself. Are you originally from the PD area?
No, actually, I'm from Georgia, Thompson, and then I taught school in Augusta. Went to school in Georgia, and then married and came to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Did you study art in school, Jackie?
I studied art after I had taught a little while. After I married, I got a year back in school, and then I then I studied art for that year. But when I was in school, I had to know that I could have a job to earn a living, and so I was a school teacher.
You were a school teacher before turning to art as a full-time career?
Yes. I used my art while I was teaching school because I was always interested in art, but I had to have a paycheck.
Did you teach art or art history?
No, I taught elementary school, and so I was able to incorporate art in my classwork.
Do you have a favorite medium, Jackie?
Actually, no.
Ooh, you work with lots of different mediums.
I work in all media. I work from photographs a great deal, and when I look at a photograph or I look at a scene, it sort of tells me what I want to work in. Different media work different ways and show different things. Occasionally I will take one scene or one photograph and do it in more than one media. So it keeps me fresh to move from media to media.
When folks think of Jackie Wukela and they think of your work, do they think of a particular subject that you most often paint?
I think they think of innovation.
Innovation, that's a big word.
What's new this week?
Golly.
Because I love working in new ways, and so when I go to a show where people know me, they say, "What's new this time?"
With a word like that, innovation, I wonder if there's any particular artist that inspires you. Are there any artists of old or new?
Well, this year in particular, I have been interested in the Whites. Not Andrew, as you would suspect, although we had visited Maine and really looked at some of his work, but his father, N.C., and his son, Jamie, they particularly interest me. But some of the Charleston artists that I have looked at their work a great deal, this business of working on colored canvases is something that I kind of gleaned from them. And so you look at everybody and pick up ideas.
I bet. When did you first know you wanted to be an artist, Jackie?
I thought about that. I've heard that question before. I think I always was an artist, but one of the answers I give people is I remember the day in elementary school when I tried to convince my classmates that the sky went all the way to the ground and not that little bit of strip of sky at the top that they were drawing. It goes all the way, folks. Look at it. And
you did that in kindergarten.
Well, not kindergarten, no, because we didn't have kindergarten way back then. But no, in elementary school. But I remember sitting on a picnic table and looking up at the leaves and how you could tell leaves were laying on top of other leaves and how those colors went.
Well, later in life, beyond elementary school, was there a particular event that inspired you to recognize that you would become or would be active as an artist? I know you said you thought maybe you've been an artist your whole life.
Right. I was lucky enough to be able to stay at home with my children. And that gave me some time to work with another artist, and we began to do portraits. And the whole thing grew from that. And I worked a great deal.
I believe you have a studio in Florence with a partner.
I do.
Do you?
We both teach.
You both teach?
Yes.
Great.
Linda English is my partner. The gallery is Linda English Studio.
Okay.
And we have classes in all media.
Is that right? If a viewer who lived in the PD or lived here on the Strand or was up in southeastern North Carolina wanted to find out about the gallery, how would they get in touch with you?
They would just call the gallery, and our class schedule changes every 6 weeks. And we run ongoing classes. We're there, and our classes are small. Our classrooms are small enough that we rarely have a class with more than 10 people in it. So
and
they
it's
get
the
a lot
Linda
of attention.
English
the
Studio.
Linda English Studio and Gallery, yes.
Okay. And area code 843. That's great.
673. Did I say that?
Yeah, please.
673-9144.
That's great. Obviously, this week we're focused on the Fall Art Show here at Collectors Cafe and Art Gallery, and we're focused on many of the artists that are displaying much of their fine art. But at the same time, surely the folks here understand that a lot of their artists are exhibiting all over, as you said, all over the Carolinas and the Southeast, for that matter. Having traveled all over the country to exhibit art and recognize the importance of being all over. What about, real quick, Jackie, the Any particular portraits that you're most excited about? Any portrait that you've painted, or any painting you've created in the last year that you're most proud of?
Well, I've been doing two kinds of work. One, I have been working harder on portraits, and I have gone back to the old Venetian style where they do the grisaille work, where you do the whole portrait in black and white and then do thin layers of color over that. Also, I continue to work in series of landscapes or series from a certain set of pictures that I have done.
Jack, would you mind telling the viewers or explain a little bit about one of the pieces that's displayed behind us that you've got here in the Fall Art Show?
Last year, my husband and I were on a cruise, and we spent some time in Nassau in the Bahamas. And every time there's a trip away from the PD, the camera goes. And I took about 5 rolls of film in the straw market. And this is straw market one of a series of about 5 or 6 paintings that I did from those photographs that day. I'm interested in strong light and strong color. And this is an example of that.
It's a beautiful piece.
The sunshine was so bright coming into the areas, and then the shadows were so dark in certain areas, but you could still see color back up into those shadows, and they made wonderful patterns.
It's amazing. Jacklyn Wukela, been in the Florence area for quite a long time. The opportunity to check her out either on the Strand and the PD or throughout the Southeast is recognized today. Give her a call at the Linda English studio or gallery. Come take one of her classes or come down to Myrtle Beach. Check out her work here. Thanks so much for being with us this morning,
Thank
Jackie.
you for having me.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. We're visiting with one of the co-founders and artists here at Collectors, Tommy Davis. Tommy, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Glad to be here. Glad you're here.
Incredibly exciting all week, thinking about focusing on so many of the artists who are displaying in the Fall Art Show, which kicked off last Wednesday. Also a couple of friends of the gallery, Jack Thompson and Grant Singleton and Tim Cook, who all came in, albeit not displaying, but wanted to have an opportunity to talk about their own artistic pleasures and much of their art. Can we talk a little bit about yourself, Tom? Are you originally from the area?
My grandfather moved here in the 50s, and my dad grew up here, and I went to Myrtle Beach High School, and I've been here for a long time and heard a lot of good stories. And I'm still working here in Myrtle Beach, and glad to be able to stay right here at the beach.
Oh, yeah. Did you study art in school?
I went to Clemson and studied business, and then went to art school in Atlanta after that. So really just taught myself to paint, but learned a little graphic in school.